All right, welcome back to game number 2 here, guys. EHOME versus Team DK. We just saw Team DK take a very convincing win in game number 1. Let's see what EHOME is all about here in game 2. Hopefully they can tie up the series and take us into an ace match. Again, this is the last of the round of 8 here for the Razer Mini Madness. Thank you so much for joining us. A huge shout out to Razer for making this event possible. And of course, it is presented by itsgosu.com. If you want to see the brackets, head over to itsgosu.com. Check out that Dota 2 section and you will find the Razer Mini Madness at your disposal. Again, tickets are available in-game for $1.99. Audio should be working crystal clear, as we just double-checked. I'm Zyori, joining me as Kawa. You can see all of our social media here on the right-hand side. Please take the time to follow both of us. But on that thought, Kawa, we've got game number 2 starting. What are you thinking? What does EHOME need to do to prevent a repeat from game 1?
I mean, really, what they had going on right there with their hero composition in particular was pretty solid. I mentioned that they have a really good anti-push team lineup with the Tinker, with the Venomancer, defensively going to be able to support against those nasty, nasty pushes early on. It just ended up being that Night Stalker wasn't really able to do anything right around the 6-minute mark when it was the first nighttime. They were able to completely shut him down. He wasn't able to zip around in all the lanes since most of EHOME, or I should say DK, were kind of rolling together. You know, minus the Furion up in the top lane, kind of trying to, you know, do a couple of split pushes and everything, but really, they just did a great job on DK to just shut them down completely from being able to do things early on. So that's pretty much what ended up, and a couple of other factors, just kind of leading up to their victory in that last game. Just so many good team engagements for them, and really, I hope EHOME kind of just do the same thing. Honestly, they're pretty safe with or pretty comfortable with like the push lineup, the push hero composition. So maybe we're going to be seeing that here once again, since it's not looking like Chen has been banned quite yet.
Yeah, certainly going to be a possibility. I do want to say as well, guys, I did just turn the in-game sounds on for so I had it on the wrong device, so I do apologize. Thank you to those of you in chat pointing that out. So you should have in-game sounds in this game. If they're way too loud or too quiet or anything, feel free to just let me know in chat. I'll try to at least turn my head that way. Of course, we are on a delay server as well, so keep that in mind when we respond to you guys in chat. We are a few minutes in the future to prevent ghosting, so just keep that in mind as just food for thought. So, but you're exactly right. Shen, we'll see if he's the last ban here. No, it is going to be Broodmother, so that Shen first pick may be looking pretty tempting. No, going to go for the Darkseer, who also made it through. On that note, let's just look at the bans. Okay, EHOME going to throw bans out on Invoker, Rubik, and Prophet, or Nature's Prophet, Furion, and DK going to throw bans out on Naga Siren, the Dreaded Lycan, and Miss Broodmother here for that last ban. Interesting, seeing Darkseer and Shen still on the board, they go for the Broodmother ban.
Yeah, Broodmother actually really good pickup, or ban I should say, for them. King J very comfortable with him, playing him in these games. I'm going to say that's a really solid pickup, though, like going into the draft for EHOME to pick up that Darkseer really early, because honestly, he's pretty much just like Leshrac. And honestly, if DK pick up Leshrac, that's going to be awesome, as well as Chen, because seriously, having those two heroes early on for DK is going to be so, so nice. But going back to Darkseer in particular, if he really, he could really just take up that suicide lane up top and just wait until those team fights to be going on. The later the game goes, Darkseer is still going to be useful because he's going to be able to get that wall off. He's going to be able to steal the image, the illusion of, it looks like Morphling in this instance, and just kind of right-click down with everybody in those massive team fights. So going to be looking very, very nice there for EHOME.
Absolutely. I'm sure DK is really happy that they got that Chen, though. I mean, they did have to give up Darkseer, but as you mentioned, they do tend to run Chen quite a bit. And it worked pretty well in the last match, so they're probably fairly happy. They're going to get their Morphling again, which I'm sure will end up in the hands of Burning yet again.
Yeah, they have the ability to pick up on EHOME the Leshrac, so really won't be surprised if they try to pick him up right there. That'd be really, really nice if they were able to do so. So pretty much, I wouldn't be surprised if they were able to pick him up right here. That'd be really good. Also, a really great dynamic hero in all points of the game. But yeah, Morphling and Chen pick up here for DK, again, is going to be so, so nice.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about Disruptor, because we saw him in that last game, and he's not a hero that, so far in this tournament at least, we've seen too terribly often. Interesting that he was picked out. He didn't really seem to have a big driving role in that last match, and I brought that up because I thought they may be considering him again here, but they're going to go for Chaos Knight Enigma, so perhaps we can forego a little bit of that theory crafting. But
it was a little subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't see him do like huge epic plays other than that really sweet glimpse on the Furion up in the top lane in that last engagement. I think it was in the mid game of game one. But stuff like that happens all the time. Being able to have a disruptor on your team to use that glimpse constantly where the other team's trying to escape, trying to kite or get away, the glimpse instantly prevents that. In massive team fights, he's going to be able to, throw down that static field, going to be able to silence also with his ultimate. It's just so, so strong to have a disruptor on your team, and they were kind of going for that, and it really was working out for them in a couple of engagements. A lot of the major team fights, though, we didn't really see a whole lot of him use. I think it happened once or twice, but really, he was really, really good for trying to like get some of those little early pickups for their team. So honestly, really, really nice to have on your team. Disruptor is just kind of, not picked up a whole lot.
I think that's a good way to put it. He's a very subtle hero. He does have a big influence, but in the team fights, that's not, when you're seeing the big play-by-play, the Ravage and, the Lich ulti, things like that are what really jump out. It's like, oh, the Ravage. It's never like, oh, Disruption, like, Disruptor. Like, he's just not that hero, unfortunately.
Yeah, I kind of botched the explanation there, too. I was, like, kind of stuttering a lot. I was like, blah, blah, blah. I was kind of going on, but yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. And then we also have a Tinker here for DK, which is awesome.
Yeah, that is going to be awesome. So as we saw a few minutes ago here, Chaos Knight Enigma, I think I mentioned for EHOME, and their team is coming together. I'm happy to see the Enigma pick up. I think that's going to work very nicely. Always a powerful hero of that versatility, the team fight potential, as well as the pushing. And I think Tinker is actually a great pick here, not only to prevent EHOME from grabbing him, to stop their Chen and Morphling from having some of that pushing power, but also to counter the pushing effects of Enigma. And of course, Tinker's just good in general, man.
Seriously, and all those engagements just, man, put up that March of the Machines and instantly, like, you have, hey, any position that you want to engage from, you can force the team away, force them back, prevent all those creep waves from coming up onto your towers, just kind of just denying any sort of push power from EHOME. So this is still looking pretty scary, but Enigma's going to be in the game right now, which is going to give them some extra initiation with that. Darkseer is going to be also a great hero to kind of synergize with the Enigma because he's going to be able to vacuum the heroes into that black hole, just continue to disable them. It's going to be really, really nice.
Yeah. Definitely right. Looks like EHOME did pick up a few tips from last game, though. They're going to throw out their next set of bans on Tidehunter and Brewmaster, and I think that ban on Tidehunter in particular is so smart here. That's going to give them a little bit of an initiation edge, at least right now. They'll have that Enigma and without Ravage. I just think that's such a smart ban. The bans here coming out from DK, they're going to have Apparition and Disruptor. So speak of the devil, Disruptor actually going to get a ban here.
Yeah, what would have been amazing for EHOME, once again, just having some of that extra AoE damage, the silence, the static field, that's just going to be taken out of the game right there. It would have been amazing with Darkseer and Enigma, but it's just not really going to be happening in this game in particular. We have a Shadow Shaman pickup here for DK, which is super popular in the side lanes for Chinese teams. Going to be able to do quite a bit of pushing and damage continuously. And, the counter push of Keeper of the Light's going to be on EHOME, so already things are kind of heating up in terms of the lineup.
Yeah, both teams looking very, very... I think EHOME's draft has is a little bit more sound this game compared to what they had last game. This is one of these nice lineups where they have, some nice counter push, some good pushing potential of their own, great team fight potential, solid laning phase, and then just individually very strong heroes, sort of the trifecta of a strong lineup, if you will. We'll see what DK does with this last pick, but talk about Coddle a little bit. I know that was one hero you mentioned to me you were disappointed that we hadn't seen too much so far in this event. This is actually the first Keeper of the Light we've seen.
Yeah, Illuminate's going to be playing a huge role here, especially early on when you're going to be having to go up against the Chen. But honestly, it's only the Chen. Tinker's March of the Machines and then, the wards of Shadow Shaman, they aren't really going to be targeted at all with that Keeper of the Light. So really, only going to be kind of going up against the Chen right there. But that chakra magic, that's going to be really key, especially since a lot of the heroes on EHOME right here are mana reliant. Storm Spirit in particular, the Darkseer, who's pretty much going to be going for that soul ring. Both actually, Enigma and Darkseer, are going to be going for that soul ring, I believe. So honestly, going to be kind of just looking out here for Storm Spirit, and just in case things go not so hot, they're going to be there for Chaos Knight and Darkseer. So really, really good as a support. And then the final pickup is going to be ROTK with the Beastmaster.
Yeah, so Team DK, man, they have some pretty scary pushing potential. I mean, all of their heroes really bring something to the table in the world of pushing, and that makes me Just a little tiny bit nervous, but I think based on hero lineups alone, this is going to be one hell of a game too. Let's go ahead and look at the rosters though. DK, we're going to have Burning on Morphling yet again. Super going to be in charge of the Tinker this game. Long DD going to be playing the Chen. Zippo in charge of the Shadow Shaman. Down here in the bottom lane, it is going to be ROTK on that Beastmaster as we were just talking about. And here on the Radiant side, we do have EHOME.
Yeah, EHOME's going to be playing with Chaos Knight. Cat is going to be on him. We have QQQ on the Darkseer, MMY on Storm Spirit, King J on that Enigma. And did I miss somebody?
Lamb.
Where's Keeper of the Light? And the...
Yep, Lamb on Keeper of the Light.
There we go. Yep.
He's in the back of the pack playing the caboose, but he is there nonetheless. And yeah, we're going to start things off. So we'll see how these lanes unfold. And this is, especially for EHOME, they have one of these comps where they have a lot of laning options here with what they want to do. And of course, Enigma is one of those heroes that can play a lot of roles, can jungle and can lane. So it's a lot of potential here. And they're going to try and make something happen, looking for an early first blood. And unfortunately, they're just going to poke around the corner a little bit too early. Long DD going to be able to back up, as is Zippo. And I don't think EHOME is going to find that first blood that they're looking for.
Probably not. They're just going to kind of swing around here, go back into their individual lanes, so that's just going to be happening here very, very soon. In the bottom, though, I'm really glad that DK actually picked up that Beastmaster just in case they... What? Why is ROTK up in the top lane? I thought usually Beastmaster is going to be going into the bottom and trying to stack the Ancient camp right there, but it's looking like he kind of brought it back. And... they're still staying here on EHOME inside of the jungle.
And it's interesting, yeah, EHOME's hanging around here, and DK looks like they actually want to respond, so ROTK may rotate back down. Uh-oh, and this is EHOME going to do this very early pushing, perhaps, to try and take out a very early tower and then rotate back to the lanes. They have all four in the top lane, pardon me. It is Super versus MMY in the mid, so Tinker versus Storm Spirit yet again on the opposite side, which is kind of interesting. Opposite sides, but still, they are mid. I'm not sure what EHOME is trying to do here. I thought they were just going to intercept the wave and try and take out this very early tier 1 and then go to their lanes appropriately and just take that early gold boost. We've seen that strategy a few times and talked about it. Just a very sound economic investment, but it looks like DK going to be wise to this situation. And right now the bottom lane just completely empty. Creeps going head to head.
Yeah, pretty much. And a lot of action happening right now. There's a waveform onto Burning, going to be trying to take first blood with Zippo.
Yep, and that's going to be all she wrote there as DK really starts to pull ahead. They're going to pick up 2 kills very easily. And now they might actually be 3. King in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, he's going to go down. And are they going to be able to get Lamb as well? RTK trying to path block, doing a very good job slowing him down, just trying to buy time for the team. But are they going to be able to get there in time? And it's not looking like it. I think Lamb's going to be able to survive. But wow, talk about a backfired plan right there. EHOME starting off with something a little bit different. Great response to bring that Beastmaster to the top lane. And of course, they pick up a 3-for-0 exchange as well as that first blood to start off the game.
Seriously, DK right now today is absolutely looking phenomenal in both of these games already early on. That's got to be kind of jolting here for EHOME, especially after what was going on in the top lane. The response was absolutely phenomenal. We're going to see the rest of the lanes kind of just go back to what it should be normally. ROTK, of course, going into the bottom lane that I was mentioning before. He's going to be stacking up those Ancients just in case things go horribly wrong in the bottom. We're going to be seeing Chaos Knight go down there with King J also to follow and Lamb.
Yep, and it is nice to see a Beastmaster here on the Dire side. Is again, we've brought this up a couple times in the past. The asymmetry of this map. It's much easier in the bottom lane to stack. In the bottom lane for the Dire to stack the Ancients and still move in and out of the lane than it is on the Radiant side because the Ancients are positioned a little differently. So Beastmaster should have a pretty good time down here. It looks like he is going to be going up against Cat on that Chaos Knight, and he does have Lamb with him. So we'll see how Beastmaster does if he gets harassed out of the lane. Then, as you already mentioned, you just move back to the Ancients for good measure.
Yeah, I believe EHOME's going to be pretty much aware of this, though. All they got to do is just place like a little ward right there just to block the camp, and that's, you know, what most people do anyway. So they're probably going to be trying to do that just in case they do not see ROTK. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they even like place it there and just try to coordinate a gank around that area anyway. So might be seeing that in the next couple minutes.
Yeah, and QQQ going to wander into Zippo, and Zippo is just doing such a great job on this Shadow Shaman. As you mentioned in the picking phase, these Asian teams love putting Shadow Shaman in the side lane, putting him in sort of the support roles we're seeing here, which to both of us seemed at first, when we first saw, kind of like, you know, he's so much better in a solo role where he can hit level 6 so quickly, but it seems the bit that we've seen him in the support role, Shadow Shaman does just fine at this, and if this game is any evidence of such, I mean, the top lane going very, very well for DK. We see Morphling doing very well in farm, only second to that of Chen, who, of course, is in the jungle.
Yeah, on the side lane, Shadow Shaman is going to actually be really solid, and it's actually pretty typical of a lot of Asian teams. So that's going to be working out amazingly well for Burning as he just kind of gets a little bit of that free farm. Of course, we're going to be seeing Darkseer here on EO. I'm going to try and do as much harassment as possible with the Ion Shell, but honestly, he's not really worried about that right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough suicide lane here, and that's one thing that you can always look at in games like this. Just compare the suicide lanes. How's Darkseer doing compared to Beastmaster? And Darkseer is sitting level 1, 1-0 in creep score. Beastmaster got a slightly better start here. He's at least level 3. Of course, those early kills did help. He's sitting 3-1 in creep score. So we'll see how that continues as the game unfolds. But yeah, I think some of it depends on what Enigma does as well and how much he pokes out of the lane, as he is going to be in the jungle.
Yeah, he's probably going to be coming out here. Honestly, like once he gets a little more levels in that Eidolon demonic conversion, he's going to be able to just kind of work his way into the lane and just kind of push it in along with Keeper of the Light. So that's going to be working out for EHOME if they're going to be able to do that. We finally have QQQ coming back into the game, so we're going to be able to start momentarily.
Yep, and that's certainly good news. Hopefully we don't have too many connections. Yeah, there's the question to go, so that is good to see. Good to see. I'm always happy. I like when pauses aren't abused. It seems in the past, some games that I've casted, it seems pauses have just drug on forever, where it's like, what could you guys possibly be doing right now? Did someone fall into the toilet? Like, what? I thought we were playing Dota, not taking a smoke break here. What's happening? So that's no complaints with the short pauses. We're going to see Zippo here as Darkseer comes back. He's just kind of unrelenting here. Got this beautiful aggressive lane ward giving him so much control. Oh, QQQ, doing what he can. It's just unfortunate that in this situation, there really isn't much that he can do other than just sort of sit back and hope that somehow this lane magically gets pushed up.
Oh, wow, that was so great by Zippo. The QQQ trying to like cut down the trees to intercept the creep wave with the Warlord camp, but honestly, Zippo's like, nope, aggro's going to me, man. You're not going to be getting any form of advantage here in this lane. Burning just to continue.
Yeah, oh no, Darkseer gonna fall. Cheng gonna be able to pick up that last hit. Very easy gank again. This aggressive lane ward is so good in this situation. Cheng gonna be able to come around the river, set up a very straightforward kill. Oh, looks like Storm Spirit gonna be in some trouble. Yep, Tinker gonna be able to pick up a kill in the mid lane. I did miss most of the action, but Tinker here going that more standard build, laser heat-seeking missile, and burst image seems to be just a little too much for the lone Storm Spirit to handle.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, this is not looking so hot for EHOME early on right now, and I actually really like this build here by Super. Just being able to like kind of max out that rocket, a little bit of that laser, but then immediately once the Storm Spirit gets the level 6, he's not really going to be able to spam abuse that anymore because he's going to be able to just raffle out of it, disjoint the rockets and all that stuff. So just then immediately maxing out the March of the Machines. That's pretty much what's going to be happening on this Tinker right here. So really solid stuff right now from DK, picking up that top kill once again on Darkseer.
Yeah, definitely right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the gold graph here. We're only 5 minutes in, of course, a 5-0 lead for DK. And wow, that is an interesting... It never even started at 0. This graph just starts 0-0 with about 1,000 gold lead because of those early kills. Geez. Never seen a graph look quite like that, but regardless, about 1,500 gold ahead. Already about 2,500 experience. So although those numbers aren't too telling this early on, that is a pretty huge gap only 5 minutes in.
Yeah, it gives a really nice early advantage to DK, which they definitely need, especially when they've got that Chen. And honestly, they're going to start to pressure in that top tier 1 tower. Glyph goes off, and Zippo's going to be here just kind of intercepting the creep camp. And we only have QQQ here.
Unfortunately, there's not much Darkseer can do. Morphling just going to waveform, nuke down the creeps. There's going to be a pretty quick tier 1 tower at Chen, just doing some serious pushing work with those skeleton warriors, thanks to the dark troll warlord. And they may even just keep this pressure up. I mean, they've got a lot of little skeleton babies here, and they're at least going to pressure this tier 2. We'll see what EHOME does. This is one of these situations with these super early pushes. How do they defend this? Is it even worthwhile for them to port down and try and deal with this tower? I want to say yes. I mean, sacking a tier 2 this early on just feels like a bit of a mistake. It looks like it is going to go down, though. No glyph going to be used. And it looks... Oh, the glyph is on cooldown. Pardon me. But no ports. No nothing. Tower going to fall.
And in the bottom lane, a lot of action going on right there. Looks like Super going to be able to pick up King J and just going to kind of move back, though. Unfortunately, MMY going to pick up that haste rune. I do believe if he plays his cards right, yeah, that is going to be a kill finally for EHOME.
Yeah, there it is. So that'll be 1 kill, but again, but at what cost? Yeah, they did pick something up in the mid lane. Only a 1-for-1 engage, and just tier 2 tower down in this top lane. I mean, The problem with that, not only the goal difference, but you just lose that access point. Losing any tier 2 tower this early on really limits what they can do. Darkseer up in this top lane now, he's not going to be able to push up much further than where he is now, because there's no way for his team to come in and support him. If they dive on him, well, or if they engage on him, what's the team going to do? Port to the tier 2 in the mid lane and then walk all the way up there? This top lane is just totally screwed, and that really puts QQQ in sort of a rough position. What does he do? He's still level 3. He can't lane a 1v3 scenario. What's he to do? I mean, at this point, he might as well just sack the lane and start roaming around to try and support some of these other lanes, push, do something, because it's so risky to push up past the river here.
Seriously, yeah, and he's going to kind of regret it here, because here comes Zippo, turn him into a chicken.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, point in case right here, Zippo going to be able to shackle him, Burning going to come in. It's going to be a very easy kill. Big mistake from QQQ. I'm really surprised that he actually went up that far, given he has no tower support and really no ward coverage.
Yeah, and I think that the rest of EHOME now, it's getting to the point where they kind of have to like work their way up into the top lane to prevent this Morph from getting even more farm. Yeah. But I mean, obviously you're going to kind of want to have Cat here. Cupid Cat wants to kind of stay inside of the bottom lane, still get that farm. Nice Rift though, nice stun as well into ROTK. Maybe going to try and get that kill, but no, unfortunately not going to be able to follow through. But yeah, just being able to keep the Chaos Knight down here and then kind of sending Lamb, sending King J up into the top lane to try and like help out up against that Morphling is going to be pretty solid, because right now at least they're going to be able to pick up the tier 1, which is amazing, but Burning right now with free farm up in the top lane with the Perseverance. Yeah,
Burning's farm. I mean, he is leading the way with flying colors, 49 and 24 creep score right now. Absolute free farm. A nice tower kill in the bottom lane, but a little bit, I feel like they could have secured that kill on Beastmaster if the rest of EHOME was ready for Chaos Knight to engage that. You know, it was a nice rift and a nice stun as well. It just seemed like Enigma and Keeper of the Light just weren't quite ready for it. That communication wasn't there. Just across the board, EHOME seems to be a little bit sloppy, not quite as tight as they really should be here.
Yeah, it's kind of, inside the middle lane, Long DD kind of in an iffy position there, almost getting picked up by MMY, but it looks like they're going to try and follow up here. He is going to be able to get away. Surge going to also secure that, so at the very least going to be able to get away from that little engagement that transpired inside the middle lane. But Super already with the bots at level 8, 9 minutes in. That's insane.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and also Morphling, I don't know if you realize, but he's 3-0-2 right now. So all that huge farm, yeah, he's leading the lane farm, but 3-0-2, 9 minutes in is huge. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of extra gold that really Morphling shouldn't have this early on. So I'm not surprised to see that he has Perseverance already, and he's sitting with 1,900 gold in the bank now. That is just bad news bears. And also, again, to complement the point I was making about just that lack of crisp execution, Long DD getting down to something like 10 hit points, being able to get that ultimate off, and it's like, oh, that should have been a kill. You guys needed to follow up, get somebody else there, and just take him down. It was a good effort, maybe a little bit unlucky in that scenario, but yeah, I mean, a kill's a kill. 1-7, every kill counts right now for EHOME.
Yeah, especially this early, talking about before, man. It's looking pretty brutal. How close are we to Archen having a mechanism? Not quite. Actually, he's pretty close. He's got a lot of gold saved up. He's trying to kind of go for a little bit of a cutoff here onto QQQ again through the magic shop. I was going to point that out before. Now that he doesn't have any of that tower protection, they're just going to be able to kind of work their way through the secret shop and just kind of pick QQQ off, or anybody that's going to try and help defend there. Yeah. Oh, MMY inside the middle lane right there, kind of getting into a weird position.
Yeah, nice Keeper of the Light harassment with that illumination, but yeah, ROTK going to be in big trouble. There it is. He's going to get disabled by Storm Spirit. The Electric Vortex can be enough to secure that kill. Beastmaster actually going to get taken out by the creeps, so it is going to be split amongst the team. But as I said before, a kill's a kill. It's a step in the right direction here for EHOME. We'll see. They still need to deal with this Morphling, though. They're spending a lot of time in this mid, sort of pretending like they're going to push this tower, maybe trying to make something happen, but it seems like a little bit of wasted effort here. We're going to see QQQ walk up to the top, level 4 Darkseer versus a level 9 Morphling. He needs to be very careful. Morphling, I mean, Burning might be able to just annihilate him right here. And there's the waveform going to go straight forward. QQQ going to be in big trouble here. I'm not sure why he went up that far. He saw that Morphling was there. He's going to use a vacuum. Morphling, oh, one more auto attack. And QQQ is going to be able to survive thanks to that potion or health solve. But wow, looks like some kill exchanging in the mid as well. A 1-for-1 as we see Tinker falls, as does Chaos Knight.
Yeah, this is crazy right now. I was going to point out that the resources of EHOME right now are kind of being forced into like every which way. The bottom lane has just kind of been sitting like unfarmed for EHOME, and I'm kind of confused by that. Chaos Knight working his way into the middle for some reason. I think his best bet is just kind of continuing to keep up that farm aggression, not farm aggression, just farming in the bottom lane in particular. But you know, the rest of EHOME here could at least try and defend inside the middle lane, in the top lane. But you know, I'm kind of confused as to what Cupid Cat's motives are, trying to like help out inside the middle lane. It's kind of doing more harm than good. A little bit of a stun onto Zippo.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be able to secure that kill. So that is further steps in the right direction. If you look at the gold graph, it's actually kind of plateaued. I mean, they're sitting still behind by a good 4K or so, but it has leveled off. So EHOME is finally starting to come back. And of course, they do have Enigma. He's yet to use a black hole, so perhaps that's why they're so grouped up in the mid here, looking
ancient camps, man.
And yeah, oh yeah, the ancient camp. Looks like it was stacked, at least one, a double stack here.
It was 3.
It was a triple stack?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there it is. So DK going to pick up a nice gold boost. It doesn't really look like the Radiant Ancients have been touched at all. I don't think anyone's even considered killing them quite yet.
Yeah, I can't really do a whole lot with them. With their lineup. They don't really have any cleave or anything. They don't have like the particular hero comp to be doing anything with that too soon. They also have a ward there for DK, so they will immediately punish them for that if they were to try and do something. And already DK kind of converging into the middle, wanting to try and take out that tier 1.
Yeah, exactly right. As I said, they need to be careful against this Enigma, who does have a black hole up. But does he have mana? Where is that Enigma actually? And oh yeah, there he is hiding. Barely has enough mana for that black hole. Also has a smoke here. But he is going to get hit by a heat-seeking missile, I think, and it's going to tick him down a little bit. Yeah, the tier 1 going to fall, though. Chen going to be able to pick up the tower kill, and DK just continuing their reign. Watch the machines coming out as the creeps get cleared up. Just not much EHOME can do about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, Cupid Cat now farming inside the jungle. I was thinking he was going to try and go into his lane right now, but I think DK is aware of this right now, so they're going to be trying to look for a gank inside the jungle. He's going to be forced back right now, so already I think DK is going to be trying to force the issue on tier 1 inside the bottom lane.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is, again, looking like we see a pain coming down onto Roche, and that's sort of interesting. Perhaps it looked like a Radiant ping, so I thought they were going to go for a Roche attempt, but alas, the tier 1 in the bottom lane is destined to fall, and it's going to fall in just a couple of moments here. It looks like there was some pressure in the top, but they're just going to abandon. And again, EHOME doing this kind of funky, pretending like they want to defend, except they don't. You know, they kind of group up, and then the tower falls, and they run back. If you're going to sacrifice the tower, don't even bother. Just continue farming, make the best of that situation. A lot of indecision coming out from EHOME here, and that is one of several things kind of holding them back a little bit. Enigma did just pick up that Blink Dagger, though, as we saw, and that could be huge.
Yeah, and in what you were mentioning before, they actually activate a smoke right now into the middle lane right now. Is that a Hex? Oh, no, they pick up Lamb.
Yeah, he's just going to walk right into the danger zone. Looking at the vision here, just absolutely no sight for the Radiant. He had no clue, walking in blind, and walked into the pain train. So unfortunately, he took a first-class ticket back to the grave, and now the rest of his team may shortly follow. We're going to see some initiation here. Enigma going to come in. That's going to catch a black hole into Long DD and Zippo. It's going to get interrupted just about right away from Beastmaster, and yeah, things looking very rough for EHOME. It's looking like a massacre. A 1 for 3 right here as Tinker got taken out. He's going to buy back into the game, and the rest of EHOME going to pay the ultimate price. Looks like MMY may be able to survive. He's got a little bit of mana left, and he's going to go straight into the trees. He's going to pour it out, and yeah, he's going to be able to survive. Nicely done by MMY, but wow, this whole time Burning wasn't even there. He's been in the top lane. He's pushed up to the tier 3. It is going to get cleared out by Keeper of the Light, but not only was Morphling free farming that whole time, but he's pushed up to the tier 3, and it's taking a little bit of damage. That fight was a victory across the boards here, as we see DK now going to be able to follow up with a tier 2 tower. A little bit of icing on your cake.
ROTK there, going to be amazing pickup. I didn't mention it before inside the drafting portion, but he's going to be able to, at all points in the game, just target down Enigma if he ever wants to try and initiate on the team. Even if he's able to get the BKB, that roar is just going to immediately prevent that channeling from going on. So not only like a really awesome pickup for DK with that, they're going to be able to just kind of cancel any form of initiation from EHOME.
Absolutely, and that's a great thing to play. Something we didn't mention in the picking phase, but yeah, there's a clear counter potential there. Like you said, the Primal Roar is superior, or what is it called here? Greater magic. It goes through BKB. What is the proper terminology for that, actually?
Oh, what do you mean?
When something goes through BKB like that, like it's superior, like what ultimates? You know how like Bane Elemental, his ultimate will go through a BKB and hold you there, but you can't use like the thing that puts you to sleep. You know, there's a difference. Like ults are their own classification of superior or greater or whatever that qualifier word is, and I don't know what the word is for it. We'll call it superior. We'll call it superior for now, and then we'll do some research after this. But anyway, yeah, the point of that little anecdote there was Beastmaster's going to work very nicely as Enigma, as pointed out in that last team fight. Thank you, ROTK, for making that clear for us.
Yeah, but it's gonna be solid here for just the whole point of it. ROTK gonna be solid, just gonna prevent anything from Enigma from going on. Just the single target. Roar is gonna be absolutely beastly, no pun intended. So already now that they're able to pick up that Aegis, they're gonna be able to pressure in the middle tower now. They're gonna be able to win a team fight, and I think not ROTK but DK rather are gonna be going for this middle tier 2. Yep, they are gonna commit to it. The wards are down.
Yep. Yeah, this tower's going to fall in again. EHOME's just have to sit here and watch it fall and say, sorry, not much we can do to defend this. You guys can have it. We're going to turtle up in the base and just try to keep our racks safe and sound. But, yeah, that Aegis is really the icing on the cake here. Morphling with, like, what was that, 15-minute Lincolns? Incredible.
Yeah, yeah, seriously.
Really farm for him. And yeah, I mean, just look at the creep kills, 113 and 50 denies compared to Enigma, who is second in the game with 77 and 1. I mean, Burning is just leagues ahead of everyone else in the way of farm this game. All that free farm in the top lane really paying off. Speaking of the top lane, though, Super going to get caught. He's going to be a little bit too far forward, and that is kind of unfortunate. Poor Tinky Winky going to go down to the hands of Storm Spirit. Going to get a little bit of mid lane vengeance here in the top. Don't think that'll be enough to start turning this game around, but a kill's a kill, nothing to scoff at.
The biggest threat right now on EHOME is going to be that Storm Spirit right now. I mean, obviously the
wow, he's 5-1.
Cupid Cat's Chaos Knight going to be able to do a whole lot without any items. That's just how Chaos Knight works. I mean, he could get a drum, he can get, you know, an armlet, but honestly, that's kind of all he needs. He gets his Vanguard, though. He finishes that off, but he's going to be able to do a whole lot, honestly, with a whole lot of nothing. But in the top lane right now, Zippo getting...
Yep. And Zippo may actually be able to survive as Beastmaster comes in. It's going to be a 1-for-1. Zippo's not going to survive. This fight going to continue here. Now, ROTK going to be in some trouble as the rest of the team tries to support this fight. And yeah, that's going to be it. So a double kill going to come out in favor of Storm Spirit here. Long DD in a little bit of trouble as well. He's on the defensive. We're going to see a port come to the top lane. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Burning on that Morphling. He may be able to come in and start turning this around. Super's now in the mix as they're trying to finish off Cat. It looks like Cat's going to fall. Morphling going to pick up a dominating streak. And now they're going to go for QQQ. Not much he's going to be able to do to survive this one, I'm afraid. Yeah, down he goes. Double kill coming out for Morphling. So it's going to be a 2-for-3 exchange. It started as a beautiful initiation for EHOME. They picked up 2 kills for nil, but unfortunately Burning, just a little bit too powerful, came in and cleaned it up. So,
yeah,
he had a double damage rune on too as well.
Yeah, the March of the Machines followed up with that DD. It was just absolutely insane. You don't want to stay in a team fight when that March of the Machines is going on this early, so it looks like Chaos Knight paid the price for that one. Even though they were able to pick up 2 kills, though, on DK, it just, you know, it's kind of not going to matter a whole lot at this point. You've got all the exterior towers down right now for EHOME. We still have the Aegis on Burning. It's just going to be a matter of time before they pressure in that tier 3.
Yeah, absolutely right. That Aegis still on. There's plenty of time left on it, so they don't need to be in too much of a hurry, but you're exactly right. That's really what tips the scale here. I mean, yeah, they're really far ahead, but
bottom lane.
That makes it so much better. Yeah, Sorcerer going to get caught here, unfortunately. Really just up way too far. If you look at where he was on the map, and let's take a look at their ward coverage here, he was in the middle of no man's land. Absolutely no sight. That was just not a good position to be in. Probably should have known a little bit better there. And that's going to set up a nice little platform here for DK to pressure this bottom lane with Storm Spirit. As you mentioned, Storm Spirit's the one that they need to be afraid of. So, seeing him dead. Oh, perhaps they're going to port back to the mid and defend what could be a push here from EHOME.
Yeah, I think they were trying. I think they're trying to set something up, trying to like prevent them from pushing in by applying pressure to like other lanes and stuff. They haven't taken out the tier 1s up top and in middle, so maybe they're going to be setting their sights for that one in particular. But Burning here, him and ROTK going to be trying to work down the bottom lane.
Yep, they're at least going to pressure it, and I think this is such a smart play. Again, it's either going to force EHOME to really overcommit to pick up a tier 1 tower kill, or it's going to force some of them to port back and make this a little bit more difficult. We're going to see that first port already. Pardon me. Storm Spirit going to respawn, so he's not going to port back, and he's going to be able to hold off Burning, at least for now. And we'll see this engage in the bottom lane actually could be kind of interesting as things are starting to heat up here in the top lane. EHOME, again, a little bit of indecision, looking like they wanted to push that tower. They see the defenses there, and they're just going to back up right away. It's really unfortunate they're unable to secure kills on even these tier 1 towers. It's going to get denied by Super.
Yeah, so bottom lane already getting pushed in. Looks like Burning's just going to continue to aggressively ward inside of the jungle. And really, I think we're going to be like checking out the goal. I think everybody, almost everybody on Dire right now have buyback minus, I think Beastmaster or something like that. So really, I
Yeah.
think they could honestly like go for it here. But, you know, EHOME just not wanting them to do that. They're just kind of, oh, wow, inside the top lane, King J.
Oh, are we going to see Long DD in a little bit of trouble here? And perhaps going to see this engage. Yeah, now QQQ is actually going to be the one to fall. Chen's going to pick up that kill. Oh, this poor Darkseer, man. He cannot catch a break. Looking at his score, he's 0-6-1. This is just... Oh, this game has been bad for Darkseer since the very, very beginning. I mean, he has just been underleveled, underfarmed, and now at this point he's kind of just getting picked on. And, oh,
Yeah,
wow.
DK responded perfectly with like the lanes early on. They just completely shut him down. He wasn't able to do anything in the bottom lane. They actually set down the wards here, trying to save his life, but unfortunately, no, it will not happen. It looks like Zippo has gone down.
Yeah, and if you look at the kill, death, assist tab, it's sort of like last game with the levels where you see Storm Spirit is actually leading the way, but every other green hero is at the very bottom. Storm Spirit's actually the only one that's picked up any kills. Everyone else is 0 and what have you. Enigma and Chaos Knight both sitting 0-4 right now, which it just hurts seeing that on the board. While we see Morphling and Chen 4-0, 6-0. Wow. Very scary.
Yeah, that makes me cringe seeing that kind of those numbers. It's not that's you got to distribute the love there. I mean, but when everyone's like 0-6, 0-4, like that doesn't jive, man.
Yeah.
So already it's looking like DK kind of pressuring inside the middle lane right here. It's yeah, I hope EHOME's going to be able to defend against this. They don't really have anything other than Lamb's Illuminate to kind of defend against it, really.
Yeah, definitely right. And you know, it's one of those abilities that, yeah, it's great in the early game, but it doesn't scale. I mean, it still is a powerful ability, but it just sort of loses that huge, like, wow, that took half my health. Beastmaster has also picked up a gem. I don't know if we mentioned that, but that is going to further their map control here, as, of course, they have quite a bit of it. There is one nice ward, and it may get countered. He does have some vision up there, and, yeah, there it is. That ward going to get taken out. So ROTK, man, making things even worse for EHOME as far as trying to defend this. We look at their vision. They have absolutely no sight right now other than the lanes, and top lane is the only one that's pushed out beyond like their base. So they really have no vision of the map. They have no idea what's coming. Just looking worse and worse for EHOME here.
Yeah, it's MMY in the top lane. He's got his Orchid. He's going to be able to do a little bit of work with that, especially onto the Morphling, just make him a little more squishy, but really just kind of pushing this lane back with the rest of EHOME isn't really going to be enough, because here's DK, and they have the Chen. They've got Tinker. They're getting ready to try and push in this tier 3, so they're going to have to work their way back here, even though the creep lane was pushed in quite a bit.
Yeah, and we'll see. This is going to be sort of weird with Storm Spirit pushing the top lane. It's the timing on when he ports is going to be so key, because I think that Orchid is going to be really huge for this upcoming team fight. The ward's going to go down. They're going to commit to this tier 3. Of course, they still have the Aegis in the inventory of Burning. So this is going to be a little bit of a difficult fight to engage. Burning going to go in very deep here, and he's going to... Wait, what was that? Never mind. So yeah, Burning still has the token. That's or the Aegis is what I'm getting at here. The tower is getting dangerously low. Burning was like in the middle of the base, and then he jumped back, and it was sort of disorienting.
Oh, the blinding light. You probably saw his blinding light from Keeper of the Light. That actually,
yeah. Okay, that's what it was. I was just like, wait a second, Disruptor's not in this game. What was that? And yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
It was the Keeper of the Light. So at first I thought I was just lagging out for a second. So that was my first, just like, wait, what in the hell? Do we need to... We need to pause here. It looks like Darkseer having an issue.
Oh yeah, that's...
It's okay, yeah, my mistake. Sorry about that. It's one of those things. It's one of those abilities that doesn't have a huge graphic, so when he jumps back, he just disappears off your screen and goes somewhere else. So you're like, what the hell just happened? He needs to glow or like explode with sparkles or something. So you know, oh right,
explode with sparkles.
Yeah. Oh right, that's Keeper of the Light playing with my eyes. Okay, I know what's happening here. But instead, he just disappears. You think, whoa, was that an illusion? Have I been staring at the screen too long? What's happening here?
No, man, you got it. The animation is just really, it's subtle, so it's kind of hard to pick up. But yeah, right now DK, they were in the base at least. They were trying to take out the tier 3, very close to doing so, but it looks like just, the defense of EHOME right now doing pretty solid at just circumventing that right now. They're just kind of going to regroup. The creep wave has been brought up again. We have the Ethereal Blade for Morphling right now. He's got everything that he needs to just make this push absolutely lethal. We've got the Shadow Shaman with the Blink Dagger and Super with actually a Ghost Scepter, which is great in this in particular, because the right clicks of EHOME right now are actually pretty lethal. You've got the right clicks of Storm Spirit, but specifically the Chaos Knight, that's just going to pretty much eliminate him, and he's just worried about that. Going to pick it up, and just in case he gets like picked off, he's going to activate that and just kind of walk away slowly to safety.
Definitely. And, in a situation like this, I would normally say to myself, well, yeah, EHOME's really far behind. This is going to be a hard push to defend, but they have an Enigma who has a Blink Dagger. So as long as he catches Beastmaster and a few others, there's potential for them to try and turn this team fight around. The issue, though, is if you look at that E, the level gap, again, is just so big. You see Keeper of the Light and Darkseer, I mean, even Enigma as well, they're just so low level that their spells, their damage output, it just isn't there. I worry that even if Enigma gets that beautiful money ultimate off, they're still not even going to have the DPS to really easily win a team fight. I mean, it may keep their racks alive a bit longer, but it's kind of at that point where even Enigma can't save us, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, as long as ROTK stays out of that black hole, it's just not going to be going because of the Primal Roar. So he's got to try and get that black hole onto ROTK. Otherwise, it's just kind of going to be pointless, like you said. So
the golden ticket there. So a lot resting on the shoulders of Enigma here. I think a big black hole versus a small black hole is going to be the difference of keeping mid lane of Rax alive, and yeah, this being a very easy team fight in favor of DK. So we'll see. March the Machine's going to be used. This tower is very low, sitting around 500 hit points. And Storm Spirit's actually pushing the top lane, so he is not in the base. This could be the opportunity that DK's been waiting for. I guess they don't realize that he's pushed out of the base, but sort of playing with fire here. We'll see when Storm Spirit opts to port back. Again, the timing on that is going to be absolutely crucial. Morphling actually going to be able to pick off Enigma. Oh, yeah, there it is. Wow. So yeah.
There goes the initiation right there. So unfortunately, this is pretty much going to be the Rax.
That was very anticlimactic to what I was picturing in my head of what this fight may be. That was absolutely the worst way for this fight to start for EHOME. That one hero they needed to sit back is going to get picked off. Now they're going to go in here actually taking a lot of tower damage, and they're going to do a hell of a lot of damage. Beastmaster actually did fall, but they're still doing a hell of a lot of damage. Storm Spirit going to buy back here. He's going to come in. He's going to pick up one kill. Super may actually fall here as well, and that's going to be enough. He's going to be able to finish off Zippo as well. Oh my gosh, MMY. Are you going to be able to do it? Nope. Burning going to... Oh my god. That Morphling, man, that is nuts. Zippo going to be able to survive with just a sliver of health. So all things considered, it was a pretty nice defense from EHOME. Unfortunately, the buyback was forced to be used for Storm Spirit. So that was great, but he did get taken out. Now he is dead for 54 seconds, and this is going to be difficult to defend from this point forward.
Yeah, they're going to keep going for it right now. Rockets continue to get spam. Illuminate as well, just getting all those creeps down. And oh wow, looks like Cupid Cat going to be trying to go once again onto these heroes, but they're going to try and just back it up. Yeah, like they were able to defend it. I mean, I'm impressed. I'm impressed right now by him being able to defend against that one.
Yeah, I guess that farm of Storm Spirit is really nothing to scoff at. He's still leading the way at 10, 4, and 2, but it really just feels like a matter of time before Burning is just too out of control. I mean, he is 9, 0, and 3, sitting level 17, tied for the highest level in the game with Storm Spirit. And he's got 2,900 gold in the bank, so he's going to be able to make that executive item choice. Oh no, Enigma going to go in. He's going to proc that Linken's, and he's going to fall. Very easy kill for Morphling there. The rest of this fight not progressing well for EHOME. It's looking like Morphling going to be able to finish off Cat, and yeah, that is just not what they were hoping for right there. We're going to see the Keeper of the Light. I'm going to pull you back to where you were, used on Chaos Knight.
Yeah.
So on that note, the mid lane of Rax do fall. I don't know what Enigma was thinking there. I mean, he had to have known that Burning had a Linken's, has had a Linken's now for the past, what, 30 minutes or 15 minutes of this game, to hop in and try and stun him. What did he think was going to happen right there? And, oh, I guess we'll hold that little bit of analysis as more initiation coming our way. Cat's going to get disabled here. They're going to go in. Cat looking like he may fall. Morphling going to use a very aggressive waveform, and that's going to be the end of Chaos Knight. Morphling now sitting. Oh, what are you, good buddy? 12-0-4. Storm Spirit going to go straight in, though. He's trying to pick up a kill on the big black hole. It's going to catch all of them. That's kind of what they needed. Again, the damage just wasn't there to finish him off. Long DD may very well fall, but Burning's still alive. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage, and I think Burning is going to be A-okay. He's going to be able to survive. A buyback here coming from Chen. Keeper of the Light is going to be there to pick up a double tap. So again, sort of exactly as we predicted, a nice black hole, nice initiation from Storm Spirit, but it just wasn't enough. They still weren't able to finish off Burning.
Seriously, yeah, Burning with that signature Morphling is just absolutely scary. So really, really, it's kind of, I don't even know what to say, really. He's got his core items. He's 12-0. He's beating Storm Spirit by so much. We obviously have,
mind you.
Yeah, it's just right now, like, okay, well, let's just pick up another Roche and go for another Rax pretty much at this point. They have to wait for the cooldown, of course, of the heroes to come back into the game, but still, EHOME trying to make something of the situation. They're going to be pushing back this lane in particular, top as well, but still, now that they're going to be trying to pick up this Rax on DK, this is pretty much going to ensure the next set of Rax, which will pretty much force a GG unless EHOME keep up that really solid defense that they have been.
Well, it was solid defense, but they did lose the Rax in the end. So really DK got what they came for. Burning going to right-click a Manta here. It was just delivered via the courier. So he has the Aegis of once, again, an Aegis and a Manta now to complement the Ethereal Blade, and Lincoln's is just scary. We're going to see this fight commence up here, though. Zippo going to be in a little bit of trouble. Storm Spirit going to be able to finish him off. The rest of this fight not going to unfold well for EHOME. No black hole up, and it's just going to be a massacre. We're going to see Enigma fall here. Storm Spirit going to fall shortly after. QQQ now destined to go down. That's going to be a 4-for-2 exchange. Beastmaster actually got taken out in the mix. Make that a 2-for-5. Ultra kill now coming out for Morphling. GG's come out, and I think that's going to seal the deal. DK going to be able to take this best of 3 series 2-0 over EHOME. What a finish.
That was I don't... EHOME.
Yeah.
That engagement.
Oh,
no.
EHOME, no. I guess,
why?
I mean, that really felt more of like EHOME saying, okay, you know what, this game's over, we've lost, we might as well just do one last ditch, all-in effort, it's probably going to fail, whatever. It's better than just rolling over without a cataclysmic ending. That's all I can reckon from that fight, because it almost felt like an engage destined to fail to some degree.
Dude, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, too. I was like, well, I mean, yeah. EHOME with that solid defense, even though they lost the middle racks, like, exactly. Hey, if they keep it up, maybe they can, you know, turn it around a little bit. Maybe DK is capable of throwing, but no, they are not. At all, and that is going to be the game. I cannot believe how solid DK was playing today.
Yeah, DK, man, really doing well. I saw some people saying in chat, Burning best carry player, and well, based on this series, he definitely is looking damn good. In that game, I think it's safe to say he was the hero, ending 16-0-5. Incredible Morphling play. Jeez. Absolutely incredible. Yeah. So, unfortunately, though, that does wrap up our coverage for the day. Only one best of 3. It was a fairly quick 2-0. That is going to be the end of EHOME for this tournament. Again, the brackets are available at itsgosu.com, and looking at them right now, this means coming up in the semifinals, we're going to have Team DK facing off against LGD in the upper set of semifinals, and down in that lower set, it will be Orange Esports facing off against Tong Fu.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to those. So that's happening. Do we have a time yet for tomorrow when that's going to be going down at all, or is it just? I
don't. I reckon it'll be similar to today, either 9-10 EST. Like I said earlier on in this cast, tried to make the scheduling as flexible as possible for these teams. We're aware that there's a lot of stuff going on during the international time right now, so. Yeah, we'll have an announcement. Like I said, follow the social networking. I'm at Zyori TV, and my co-caster here, Kawa, is at KawaCast, and of course follow at It's Gosu as well. So thank you so much for joining us, guys. Kawa, again, I'll give you the last word, my friend.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out today. A huge number of people. Thank you so much for supporting, for checking out It's Gosu, and also big shout out to those 2 people who subscribed to my YouTube. That's awesome. Python and Zig.
Absolutely. So, again, guys, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow with more Razer Mini Madness action.